What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy StephenMotivate back again with another episode of The Journey. We're always telling you about the ups, the downs, the in-betweens. Life is not always a straight ride up. Sometimes you go in all different directions, but eventually you get where you're supposed to go if you put the work in. I know a lot of people are concerned about how do we move forward after this election. Donald Trump won, and as sad as I am personally to say that, there's a lot of people who are happy about it. And, to each his own, right? He won fair and square. He actually pretty much annihilated, us or the Democratic Party in terms of how many people they got out to vote and all that sort of thing. But what I want to talk about is the mindset. What mindset do we take now that we didn't get our way? What is the mindset of a loser? How do you lose with the right mindset? How do you things not go your way and you be okay? It's quite devastating, quite tragic to feel like someone who is a liar, a felon, a disgusting, reprehensible, really the opposite of what we grew up looking up to in terms of a leader, in terms of what we respected, in terms of guidance or authority. And to think that someone of this tilt, with this attitude and with this character, can be rewarded with the highest office in the land is quite jarring. If there's a reason to be sad, as a lot of people I know were yesterday, this is a reason to be sad. And you think about, wow, do people not know that nearly all of his previous cabinet, his previous workers, thought he did a pitiful job at being a leader and didn't respect the country and didn't respect our Constitution? But even with that, he's now our president. Number 47, Mr. President, is still your president. So how do you deal with that mentally? And I think it's the same thing that we've been telling you, is that you've got to have a plan for you. You've got to have a mindset that says, I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm going to stick to my savings. I'm going to stick to my investings. I'm going to pay myself, right? I'm going to make sure that I'm doing the right things. I'm going to own something. I'm going to start something. I'm going to leave something, and I'm going to get help. Like, these core tenets of how we should be living our life do not change just because the president has now become someone that, at least I won't say 50% of us, because he seemed to get a larger vote than that. But at least, let's say 40% of us don't agree with, don't like, don't appreciate, find disrespectful and unhinging to see a person like this get the highest office. But you still have to stick to your plan, and you have to know your plan, and your mindset is so important as it relates to this. And your mindset, I was just watching something. They say that 95% of your mindset is determined by the people you hang around. So if you hang around people who are sad, depressed, think that the world is over because Donald Trump won the presidency again, that they're going to just go home, boo-hoo, not do anything, have a sad time, nothing's going to work out for them, that's going to then become your mindset. If you hang around people who don't think they can do much, they likely don't do much. They don't believe others can do much because everything around them, everyone around them is not doing much. And so it doesn't seem possible. And so we've got to be very careful about how we take this loss and we still continue on. That's why I like what Vice President Harris did in her, what would you call it, her concession speech. She took it gracefully. And how you lose says a lot about you. How you lose, how you deal with regret, how you deal with mistakes. And as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a student, as someone who's trying to achieve and trying to really develop personally and professionally, how you lose says lots about you. How do you take correction? How do you take it when, nope, we don't want you as our leader? Nope, we're not going to vote for you. Nope. How do you take that? And the way Vice President Harris took that, she took it in stride. You know what? I may concede to the fact that I've lost this race, but what I won't concede to is the fight that started it all. The fight for people's rights, the fight for the little guy, the fight against the big, enormous banks, the fight against, drug prices being way too high. She will not concede, and you should not concede to whatever it is you're truly fighting for in your gut, in your spirit, through your instincts. What are you really fighting for? What are you really pushing for? And I love how in her speech she indicated that hey, I'm still fighting for why I started this race. And you've got to keep fighting, and you've got to be around people who have a fighter's mindset. If you're not around people who don't believe that they can fight, then they probably won't fight. You have people around you that don't believe they can win, then they probably won't win. They probably marry people who don't believe they can win. They probably go to sporting events, hang out with people who don't win. This idea that who you're around affects your mindset so much so that it can negatively affect you. It's so important. And you might ask, well, how do I get around the right people? And it's not so much about getting around the right people. It's more about becoming the right person. Because if you become the right person, then you will attract the right people. If you become the type of person that knows how to deal with loss, then you will attract other people that know how to deal with loss. If you get around, or if you become the type of person that is ambitious enough to try to self-develop, to try to get better, to try to improve, then before you know it, you'll start attracting people who want to get better, who want to self-improve, who take personal development seriously. It says, hey, I can get better. Hey, my personality is not stuck. Maybe I'm a little quiet and reserved now, but maybe if I continue to develop myself, if I can learn how do you have good conversations with people, how do you open up to strangers, maybe I can develop. And it's that mindset where you say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the one to develop. I'm going to be the one to take on that risk, that goal, right? If you get around basketball players, 9 times out of 10, you're going to either learn about basketball or start playing basketball or become a coach of basketball because you're around it. If you get around filmmakers, before you know it, you'll be talking about films, and you'll be talking about camera angles, and you'll be talking about the way that the lighting is because you're around it. Who you are around matters so much. But some of you may be, again, how do I get around the right people? And it's not about necessarily getting around those people. It's about becoming that person. If you become the type of person that's interested in film, don't worry. The universe will find you. God will put people in your life. Things will start to be attracted to you. Don't worry. If you like basketball type individuals will start getting around you. You'll start to notice basketball events that you can go to. If you become the type of person that believes that they can achieve a thing, you will start to attract those type of people. And the more you do that, the more you will progress in life. And as you progress, you'll realize that there'll be losses that you have to deal with. You'll realize that there'll be disappointments. Oh, that didn't go the way I thought it would. Oh, that didn't happen the way I expected it to. But because you're around winners, because you're around achievers, because you've become a winner, because you've become an achiever, because you've become someone that is not going to settle, and you're always going to be committed to making progress, then you'll know how to deal with losses. And VP Harris showed us, hey, you can't always get what you want, but that doesn't mean you give up fighting. Because just because you didn't get what you want when you wanted it, doesn't mean you won't still get it at another time, or what you're actually fighting for won't still be accomplished. Vice President Harris might never again be a presidential nominee, but what she stands for, what she fights for the rights of people, the little guy, she can still fight for that in another way. And I think that's how you lose gracefully and say, you know what? I may have lost this battle, but I haven't lost the war. I haven't lost my overall purpose, my reason for being. This doesn't define me so much so that I still can't be a champion for what I believe in. Until next time, it's your boy StephenMotivate. Stay motivated. Peace.